Hello, welcome to the Business of Apps podcast. Search inside the app stores is changing, and AI is accelerating this shift. In this episode, we speak with Dave Bell, CEO at Gummicube, about how artificial intelligence is transforming the way users discover apps. Dave explains why search is becoming more conversational and intent-driven, how natural language queries are reshaping rankings, and why the era of optimizing for a single dominant keyword is fading. As users ask longer, more specific questions, both inside the App Store and through tools like ChatGPT, ASO strategies must evolve to reflect how people actually search. If you are responsible for app visibility, organic growth, or ASO strategy, this episode offers a timely look at where search is heading next. Without any further ado, let's get started.
Hi, I'm David Murphy at Business of Apps, and I'm talking today with Dave Bell, who is the CEO of Gummicube. Dave, good morning to you. How are you doing, sir?
Doing really good. Good to be here.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to the chat, but before we get into it, just in case one or two people on the planet who don't know anything about Gummicube and what you do you want to just give us a quick intro, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Dave Bell. As you said, our company Gummicube has been doing App Store optimization for more than 16 years. I remember when we founded the company, we were trying to figure out what to call this. And as I was Googling acronyms at a random San Jose bar, ASO produced the result of airplane parts manufacturers back in those days. And so, we've seen the entire industry grow up. We built great technology to help understand what is going on with the app stores globally. And we also have great services to help partners execute ASOs. So we're the whole package.
So we're going to talk today about how the way that users discover apps is evolving due to the increase in presence and influence of AI, both inside and outside the global app stores, and also what this means for how companies approach ASO. So could we start, please, Dave, with just your thoughts on what you're seeing out there at the moment?
The structure of search inside the stores is really changing. Users will typically scroll through the App Store the same way they might scroll through TikTok or Instagram. They quickly search for something, scroll through the search result, look at the first 3 screenshots, maybe see the title or subtitle using an Apple example, and then they decide to download it right from the search result without going to read any more information. What that means is changes to the presentation of a search result can have an outsized impact on your performance metrics like conversions, impressions received from search, and ultimately your rankings. When Apple or Google insert new visuals in a search result, like Apple recently did with app tags or other at-a-glance indicators that appear directly in that experience, that influences user choice, and it can impact which apps get taps and downloads. The ability to dynamically build search queries by selecting additional words and phrases after an initial search has also been inserted inside those search results. And so once users search for something, if they want to mix those results up and they're not getting the exact information or results they're looking for, they can just tap another word, build a phrase, and then get something more specific. That's really going to diversify where volume is coming from in the store. It's going to make it easier for users to get specific results. But I think, as Gummicube has always said, it makes phrases and feature-based searches more important for apps. It's not about looking for the one keyword to rule them all. It's not the Lord of the Rings. It's really about understanding all the ways users might search and find your app and making sure we find ways to target and rank for all of them, especially the way that search is being restructured.
Good stuff. So can we just drill down into that point a bit? How is the way that people are searching changing?
Yeah, well, I think that with the advent of AI, natural language search within the app stores and of course, within search on the internet is here. Users are really being retrained, both in the way that they search for information and also in terms of what results they expect from a natural search. And users more and more are expecting results that are more and more specific to their query. Apple is catering to this by introducing natural language search within the App Store. Anticipating users are going to carry this retraining over from the web into their App Store. And this is going to shake up results. It already is shaking up results because the stores need to now interpret the intent of a longer query, a phrase, or a question, and associate that to a keyword with a specific SERP result. Even when you have similar intent, natural language queries and direct search keywords don't always have the same results because you have AI processing, oh, what does a user mean? And what would the specific relevant result be based on that question or that phrase that they've asked? Like I said earlier, Gummicube has always believed in the value of phrases in middle class terms. We believe really good search optimization in the stores is not about spear phishing. It's about fishing with a net while you understand what your core most important terms are all along the way. And so feature and functional terms have always been important. We think now even more so as LLM style queries further flatten out the peaks of higher volume keywords and diversify traffic.
So you talked about LLMs there. Let's just stick on those for a moment. What impact are they having?
Well, LLM models like ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity are just starting to drive traffic to apps today. LLM models are now including summaries and links to apps that best fit a user's prompt, giving users a new path into the app stores. And it's really a new discovery method that relies on your app relevancy to become a recommendation. And when you think about building relevancy for an LLM, that's not much different than the way one might approach creating relevancy for SEO or ASO. The difference really is what you're building relevancy for. LLM queries are often posed, like I mentioned, as longer phrases or questions. They're conversational, they're less direct. And as a result of that, a user might ask, which app is the best for local weather instead of weather app or just local weather. LLMs rely on the store listing and other web-based content that Apple or Google expose to understand what an app is relevant for. So it's important to think about both the direct keywords and also the potential phrases or queries people might plug into an LLM environment so those LLMs can find you relevant. Think about the questions people might ask or the longer form solutions-based queries that would be wise to incorporate in a description based on those app features. And unlike App Store and Google Play Search, where web links like backlinking and content marketing really don't count or impact rankings at all, and anyone who says otherwise really doesn't know what they're talking about, LLMs also look at these things. Consider your blog, how third-party content can be structured to contain these LLM phrases, and also think about what content from your store listing is exposed on the web and incorporate some of those terms as well.
So is this just a Google Play thing primarily, or does it apply equally to the App Store?
It applies to the App Store as well, and even Apple has opened up due to the prevalence of LLMs and how search on the web is evolving, recognizing how important it is to be indexable by the LLMs. Apple actually opened an entire web version of their App Store for the first time in November 2025. So before, where Google was the only store where really it was completely indexable from search to landing pages, now Apple essentially has their entire store online and it's crawlable. So your content becomes important for that type of discovery more than it ever has before. And it's important to optimize for that. It's important, if it's important enough for Apple to change what was a decade-old strategy of not having their entire store online, it's definitely worth developers paying attention to as this landscape evolves.
Well, it's fascinating going through all this, Dave. Let me treat you just for the last couple of minutes of this as an AI engine and give you a prompt to say, just summarize all this in 2 or 3 sentences for us.
I think generally search is evolving, and it's evolving in a way due to AI that's becoming much more personalized and specific, both in terms of the way people are asking for information and also in terms of their expectation for what those results look like and how specific those results are. I think the days of one keyword being the most important one or focusing only on a few high volume terms are over. We've always believed that that wasn't really the right strategy at Gummicube because of the way Apple and Google are merchandising engines. They want to place you as in many places as possible, and the more you rank for, the more nutrition you feed their algorithms about where you convert well, and that's a good thing. I think consumers and Apple and Google more and more are embracing those ideas, and these kind of LLM queries are going to create a much more diversified structure where volume is spread out across many more terms, even more than ever before.
Excellent. Well, Dave, it's been fascinating to talk to you. Thank you for sharing all that with us.
Absolutely. It's great to be here. Thanks for the time.
Good stuff. So that's a wrap, ladies and gents, for this chat with Dave Bell from Gummicube about the impact of AI on ASO. As ever, hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you again very soon. Thank you.
And that was the episode 261, How AI is Reshaping App Store Search, featuring the App Talk interview with Dave Bell, CEO at Gummicube. To listen to more episodes, by now we have more than 250 to check out. Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube podcasts. Just search for Business of Apps, you will find us easily. Remember, we release episodes on Mondays. So subscribe and you'll be able to get new episodes on your smartphone, tablet, or computer as soon as we release them. And please don't forget to leave us a review or comment on iTunes. It is highly appreciated. And all episodes will also be available on businessofapps.com. Thank you for listening. See you next week.